Seven BL series season 2 that were cancelled. Whenever there's a new announced BL series in town, fans are eager to wait for its release. But it's frustrating to know if there's a sudden change of plans and they decide not to push through anymore. What's even worse is if it happens to the sequel of the series we all love. In this video, we will be discussing the supposedly sequels or second season of some BL shows that were cancelled altogether. Before that, some of the prequel BL series might not be available on your country due to geo-blocked restriction. If that's the case, then you might want to sign up to ExpressVPN so you can unlock these geo-blocked BL dramas while also surfing the web safely and anonymously. Use the link on the description below to have 49% discount plus an additional 3 months free of usage if you opt to avail the 12-month plan. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. First on our list, My Engineer Season 2. This Thai BL started off as one of the most underrated BL series from 2020, but luckily, My Engineer became a lot more popular than its initial release. At the end of the finale episode that was aired last the 30th of May back in 2020, there was a note of another season coming out very soon, but more than 3 years since its ending, the second season didn't see the light of the day. A lot of fans are still waiting for the arrival of the sequel because they really want to know more about the stories of Ram King and Tharafong, but looks like it won't happen anymore due to the dropping out of the 2 main actors from the company. There was also the issue of Mech's character, and that's one evidence that the behind the scenes weren't going well for the cast. The second season of My Engineer could have done the same like what 2 Moons 2 did back in 2019, but for sure, some fans won't like that path too. Anyway, My Engineer was one of my happy pills during the height of the pandemic, and I'll definitely miss everyone from this series. The first season of My Engineer can be watched on WeTV. Number 2. My Dream. The first season of My Dream came out way back in the last quarter of 2018. I haven't seen this series probably because I was still so much invested to the story of Love by Chance, another Thai BL that came out on the same year. My Dream got a low score on MDL and most reviews are mostly bad. One thing that people complained about this series was how confusing it was. The ending also didn't answer a lot of questions, hence the season 2. The sequel of My Dream Alpha was supposed to air back in 2019, but it was pushed through until the pandemic happened in 2020. Due to the unforeseen circumstances, My Dream Alpha was postponed, but after almost 5 years since the first season, the sequel never materialized. If you have seen the first season of My Dream, do you think a second season for this series is still needed? Let me know in the comment section below. The first season of My Dream can be watched on YouTube. Number 3. In Between. Filipino BL series started to emerge during the pandemic, and some of them were really great in their own way. The first season of In Between got mixed reviews from its viewers, and the common denominator was always its slow pacing. I really don't mind some shows which focus more on the drama scenes, but pairing it with slow pacing could definitely bore me if its plot isn't that interesting enough. I'm really not sure why the season 2 never happened for In Between, but that's probably due to budget constraint on producing a sequel, and its popularity wasn't on par with that of some popular Filipino BL shows at the time. The first season of In Between can be watched on YouTube. Number 4. Reminders. For those who do not know, Reminders is actually sort of a spin-off sequel to both seasons of Lovesick due to having the same main characters from the series. Reminders got another spin-off, but this time around, It revolved around the characters of 2 and Wish. The mini-series Reminders was supposedly having another sequel in April 2020, but it wasn't released at the time. There was no announcement about its cancellation, but since it has been ages since its supposed release date, we could assume that it's no longer going to air. This was one of the few BLs I really wanted to see because there's a possibility of having Perth and Saint again in another series, but too bad. It won't see the light of the day anymore. The first season of Reminders can be watched on YouTube and XylonAkauMSTS. Number 5. Cheat the Series. Another Filipino BL series included on this list is Cheat, and it was aired way back in 2020. I did not watch this BL before due to its horror genre, and it was evident on its trailer. Based on the number of views it got on YouTube, the series seems quite popular since most episodes received more than 1 million views, so it's quite confusing why the second season didn't materialize. Aside from the horror genre, the story also has its supernatural genre, which involves witchcraft that are very popular to the Filipino audiences based on the synopsis of the show. The first season of Cheat can be watched on YouTube. Number 6. Just Say Yes. Unlike the others on this list, Just Say Yes isn't exactly the second season but a spin-off of Don't Say No, which aired last 2021. It's been almost 2 years since the finale episode of Don't Say No, but the spin-off Just Say Yes hasn't aired yet to the public. As of now, there's no announcement on whether the spin-off will still push through or not, but since we are not seeing any behind the scenes of the show, the chance of this series to air is quite low. The actors also didn't share any news about it, so it's either put on hold for now or it's no longer airing. A lot of fans are wanting this spin-off so bad because of their part in the original series. I still hope that Just Say Yes would air in the near future. Don't Say No can be watched on Viki. Number 7. Boys Lockdown. This Filipino BL was also released in 2020, and a lot of fans really liked this series before. The official title for the season 2 is called Love Team, and its official teaser was released in November 2021. Fast forward to 2023. Love Team was never aired, and looks like that the second season will no longer materialize anymore. Based on some info we got from Twitter, Boys Lockdown initially raised a Kickstarter in order to fund the second season, but they soon abandoned it when they raised virtually nothing. It's quite sad since we will no longer see the sequel of the series, but it's also understandable since producing a series isn't cheap after all. Boys Lockdown can be watched on YouTube. It's really devastating to the fans of these series that the sequels they eagerly wait for a couple of years will no longer happen. Producing a series without enough budget would only cost the quality of the series and also the welfare of the actors and its staff. Which of these sequels do you still want to see in the future? Thank you for watching. That's it, and see you on the next one.